No, I never trust the bus system to get me to class unless I have like half an hour or more to get there.
I miss what it was like a year ago when more buses would go downtown, and I also miss when the red and silver line were like two separate buses. I miss that.
It's not totally reliable all the time, but I'm glad it's here. It's better than nothing.
It's a little convoluted, like having to go on my UConn and go on the bus ride. It can be very confusing. It took me a while.
The buses sometimes can be unreliable. Like they might be stopping somewhere and not running when you need to take them, which can be hard.
There have been a few times where I'll be waiting for, like, when I was living in Charter Oak, I will be waiting for the blue line, and it was maybe supposed to be the last bus around at like 10 p.m. time, but the bus never ended up coming, and so we were just sitting out there in the cold, so that wasn't ideal.
While the student population has increased significantly each year, many have reported a decrease in bus lines and availability. This data, collected from over 45 students, shows that the majority feel that there are not enough bus lines. In fact, 74% share that they have either missed a bus due to HuskyGo being unreliable or a line closing. If students do not have reliable transportation, it creates not only an inconvenience, but can impact their success as a student. And if they cannot rely on HuskyGo, many will be forced to use their own car, leading to excess traffic and congestion. We spoke to Quinn Malloy, a transportation specialist, on the various issues that excess traffic can create.
This is, I would say, why I got into vehicle dependency and why I'm a vehicle dependency researcher, is the impact to the environment. If you're interested in climate change and mitigating climate change, transportation is the #1 source of greenhouse gas emissions in Connecticut, and it's mostly individual car use that's going into these greenhouse gas emissions. It's a large source of microplastics. Probably I think the largest source of microplastics is car tires. They're not made out of rubber, they're made out of plastic, so when you stop and start, tiny little pieces of plastic rub off of the tires, go into the water. The local land use doesn't support the amount of people that UConn has, so people live far away and they have to get here. Land use is the big one. The best transportation plan is a good land use plan, is something that transportation planners say. These things are really intimately connected. The transit is bad, and don't think that the transit is not bad. The headways are unworkable. The coverage is not good. And it really seems like there's an overarching feeling that this is the best that we can do as a state. And that's not true at all.
According to Parking Services, the inadequacies of HuskyGo are due to a lack of funding. Their solution, raising the transit fee, an increase that many students simply cannot afford. We spoke to Andy Kelly, the Associate Director of Parking Services, about whether UConn can allocate greater funds towards transportation.
They could, they won't. I mean, there's no like official university policy procedure or state. There's no regulatory thing saying that it has to be run solely with the transportation fee dollars.
Because HuskyGo is such an important on-campus resource, it requires greater funding to operate at peak levels. Students can voice their concerns about transportation by contacting the UConn student government and the Student Transportation Advisory Committee. For any immediate problems, or if the buses do not run as planned, students are encouraged to call the WRTD dispatch.
Keep feedback coming, but also try to be solution-oriented and try to understand to the extent possible the bigger picture and our very real constraints with respect to resources.